Okay, so this is a gold/silver diva from Reddit. Um, the original post was basically like, how does diva work? She seems really slow and predictable for diving, but too squishy for the front line, and I can't figure out how to use her. I've heard that she's recommended for isolating targets, attacking isolated targets, but what if the team is grouped together, which is common at low ranks? I play Hazard and Winston, and she seems worse than them in every way, and it's probably because I don't understand her. So I asked this person, Pachel, I don't know how his name goes, P Shell maybe, for a replay code, and we're just going to look at how Diva works. I'm hoping my audio is fine to hear. There's kind of a lot of construction going on, so if anything gets muffled or something like that, just ask me about it. Um, so anyway, I watched this game. I watched the whole game. It's really close. Great game to review, and I think it's a really great game to kind of just answer this question, to look at how it works, because I feel like when you do the right things on Diva, you win the fight, and when you don't, you lose. And that has to do with the matchups. So why do we play a particular tank to begin with, right? That's a good question. And why is Diva good on Hollywood? And the answer is high ground. Hollywood, just as a map, it has a lot of high grounds. Even this first point, like you got that, right? But then breaking this is a typical kind of low metal ranks hold. Everyone's just clustered out down here. Junker Queen is on the high ground. I don't think she will be for long. But normally, the challenge of breaking this choke is there's really only two ways to get through, unless you're a flyer and can go over there. You're a wrecking ball or something like that. Maybe Hazard can do that. And so we need to make space here to get our team to be able to walk through this choke. And then the point itself, we need to make sure there's not spam coming from this high ground here. That's typically kind of the first place you'll fly to as Diva. We'll talk about that later. But basically, we want to get this high ground for our team, open up these angles, and then this becomes like a better flank. And we have access to this back. If we have a tracer or something, they can go sort of a long way around, play around this mega, and they have this cover and stuff, so then they have access. And kind of our next problem is going to be clearing out, especially this high ground, and worrying about that flank for the other team, worrying about maybe a sniper up here or something like that. And also clearing out this area can be really strong for like a support or something. So that's like kind of usually how it goes. We kind of don't do that for a really long time. I'm also like, I'm not going to go over everything that's wrong with your gameplay here, because it would take like over an hour, I think, to break everything down. I'm going to try and simplify things, and then I think I'm going to try to show you how to look at your own replays, since I think right now we need kind of the big concept of what's good for Diva and what's bad for Diva. And you want to do good things, you want to go after the characters you clean up, and avoid the characters that you're not so good into. And that's going to, like, that situation will change based on cooldowns and stuff, right? Like, you know, for example, Cassidy, right? He's a pretty good matchup for Diva, because you can like eat his flashbang and stuff. But he's especially easy to kill if he's used his role and he's used his flashbang, right? Then it's like kill on sight. And on tank, you really need to be keeping track of kind of everything that's happening, and your job is to punish mistakes. Literally, make space by killing people who have put themselves in a place where it's easy for you to kill them. And that's just true on any tank. It just specific heroes that you're good into change. So anyway, while I was talking, I actually wanted to start this at a particular time. Um, we'll go to normal speed for a sec. You're looking out the door here, but you don't hear this. You hear it, right? Like you hear the trap. You should see it through that crack. I would want you to be a little more over, so you're actually looking out the window, and we look out the window to see things like this. Yeah. Um, it's also just good practice to matrix a little right as the door opens, because sometimes like that Hanzo, even at higher ranks, there's often someone who's like trying to just nail someone as they come out of spawn here. But you should see this and shoot it. Now, the good thing is he went first, and you're gonna live that, right? Um, and you have your matrix to do that. You come up here, and here's kind of like where troubles begin, sort of. We'll talk about their comp a little. The reason this is like a good game to look at is Hanzo, uh, Junkrat. You can eat all of their damage. There's not like a Sim or a Mei or something. And even Junker Queen, like it's really clear. You can't do anything about Axe, so you don't want to get axed because that gives her a lot more health. It does a lot of damage. Um, but then, like you can eat her knife. You can eat her shotgun, and Queen also like strengths and weaknesses wise. She doesn't have any vertical mobility, and you do. And one reason, like it just matchup wise on this map, Diva's kind of a better play is because there's all of these high grounds, and for Queen she has to like waddle around to be able to get up to any of them, and you can just kind of go up and down at will. So if she's sitting high ground, for example, you can fight her a bit, drop down. If she drops down to chase you, you can just boost back up. She would have to like do this whole big rotation to get back onto you. Yeah. And the same is a little true for Junkrat too, right? Like he has his mines, but he only has so many of them, and they're also a big offensive tool. So if he's used like his mines, he's a pretty easy kill for you. So, and then I guess I'll talk through like Moira. Moira is a pretty easy kill for Diva. She can damage you through your matrix, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage to you, especially if you have armor. Um, and you can eat her orbs, right, which is a big source of value for her. And then for Mercy, you're mobile enough to keep up with her. You have hit scan, so even though you do almost no damage at long range, if you put a little damage on her, it stops her from healing herself, like her self-healing going in. And you have to kind of play this game of like guessing where she's going to go and having boost for that, but then you can get yourself in a position. At this rank, a lot of Mercies they figured out how to be annoying, and people just kind of ignore them even when they're in stupid positions, because they don't want to like look up, sort of. So like if a Junker Queen was here, a lot of Mercies will like hover or kind of sit up here, although like do a little like super jump thing. And if you're like standing here on Diva, you can just kill her, right? And then if she boosts someone else, as she does her Guardian Angel, you can boost over and finish the kill, right? So you want to, the way to play it is to damage her out a bit and then catch her with your boost, so that you know that she's angeled and you're kind of boosting after that. Instead of boosting to her and then she gets angel, she just gets away, and then you're kind of like stuck wherever you are. So that is sort of the deal. It's just, and that's the thing with Diva in general. It's like you want to be damaging people until they use some things that cause them to be killable, and then boost onto them and kill them. Until then, we're using like Matrix and just our primary, but then when we can kill someone, that's the only time really we should be using rockets. Rockets you need to think of as like your one shot. Like, I can kill this person, press rockets. Yeah? Sometimes they're useful for other things, shield break, long range damage, if you're not going to be close to anyone on the other team for a little until they come back. Um, but for the most part, you want to be using them as like your kill button. That's how you have to think about them. But anyway, I'm getting a little sidetracked here. I think the thing that's clear is what's going on. So what we're doing right now, like, this is playing D.Va wrong, okay? And the reason for that is you do almost no damage at this range to anyone. Like, we can watch in slow motion, we're shooting at. You see how their health bars are just not going down? Now we're matrixing this, we can't matrix Axe, right? And remember what I said, you just don't want to get axed by her. It gives her a lot of sustain, and you want to try to eat her knives. But so we're just fighting, and then the other thing is like, if we go back a little, normal speed, we're just we're in a range, we don't do any damage, and they can all shoot us. And the thing about making space on D.Va is like, you can only block damage coming at you, right? They don't have a reason to not basically look this way, yeah? Anyone on your team who tries to follow you here are also going to get shot. Like, they'll just be like, oh, can't shoot that matrix. Well, I'll kill that guy instead, yeah? And so this idea people call off angles, but basically, like, you need to make everyone look away from where you want your team to walk. That's kind of the simplest way to put it. So, like, these guys can all peek this choke, right? We could use our boost and kind of come over here. I would probably play it like here-ish. I think so, close. But even all the way over here, so that I can damage this queen. My team can see her. That makes it, she can't stay here. Their team can't see me. If their team starts peeking wide, like this Hanzo's like, oh, I can get a shot in this big fat D.Va like that. He's here, and look, his back is to these guys, this soldier, this Ash, and they'll pop him, right? And right now, like, these guys, this is such a silver gold thing, like, just don't go through this arch unless it's truly, truly cleanup mode. Because it's just not worth it. Even if you kill someone, they respawn very close, right? And their respawns, your respawns when you're defending this point are really far away. So risk reward's like not really worth it. Yeah. But if it were me and there was this aggressive hold that they're gonna do, I'd be trying to play like over here, this off angle. I have this mega if I need it. And I would even, like, they're all here. This is free here. So I might even boost all the way over to here. Start shooting their backline a bit. And then I can kind of walk back. I can kind of feint to that. If we got a kill or something, then I might take, like, high ground on them. And you can see, like, if we can get here and these guys are trying to hold this choke like this, they're absolutely screwed because I can just stay here. If I think I can kill a Junkrat or the Hanzo or probably the Mercy, I can just drop down and shoot him for a bit and then fly back up when I take a little damage. Yeah, and that's a little how D.Va dies people. It's like you're kind of trying to find these places where there's like a promontory, like a little overlook on a corner where you can drop down and then go back to high ground whenever you want. And Queen, it's going to have a really hard time dealing with that unless she gets a knife on you. So, like, part of the reason you feel too slow and telegraphy is that you're playing really like, look at me, I'm your center. Like, so we haven't really done all that much. Yeah. You need to think about just, these guys are never going to be able to peek this because there's so much damage coming through here. Yeah. And they could be smarter too, right? Like they could go through here or something like that. But you're the one who you need to just think about taking their damage and putting it more to the side of your team. And if we're here too, and we see the queen like try to run into her back line, which it would be dumb, but that's what she's probably looking to do is like get around you. We can still matrix and like make a play on just negating her stuff, or we can just walk here, try to kill someone, and then go back and deal with her. Yeah. Um, in general, with these like kind of frontliney patient takes, so like Queen Zarya is a lot like this. I'm trying to think of the other tanks here. Kind of Rhine too. These like Orisa for sure. These ground-based like hold a position, make it hard for you to walk into them kind of things. So the way that you win is by sort of like constantly forcing them to choose. Like I want to go here and kill the squishies, or I want to go fight the tank for damage because my damage is carrying. And so that's what I'm saying. We take this off angle here. All of a sudden, some of these guys are going to shoot at you, and it would open up the space to allow your team to walk. So that's kind of a detailed explanation. I want to kind of put it in fast motion because I think, honestly, in this game, when you do good things, you win fights. When you're kind of playing like not getting value, not achieving anything, you lose. And the first bit of this game is quite a bit like that. I want to see my time. Okay. So we're going here. We get the queen. Yeah, and that's because, again, it's just stupid to try and hold outside here, right? This fight, like, what do you think is going to happen next when I pause it here? Like, there's someone, the tank's gone down, and they have a Mercy. Like, she's 100% going to try, and this is like silver. She is 100% going to try and res this, right? We saw where she died. It was over here. So right now, we have the advantage. We have a tank. I am the tank. They do not. I can eat all their damage. What do you need to do? You need to, there's kind of like two things. Like a basic thing, just push them away from the body so she can't get a res. Because you're going to win over time. You have two supports. You have your matrix that comes back, right? You have a shitload of health. You can kill all of these guys. So we want to take space, right? This Han's in a stupid position. We should just kill him, especially once he uses Storm Arrow. We just try to eat the Storm Arrow, then he's a free kill. He can blow us up when he has it. If we're like advanced, we go up here maybe and do this damage, but we just don't want Mercy to go there. Now the more advanced thing would be push the other guys back, make Mercy feel like we're not paying attention over here, and then go jump on her as soon as she goes for the res. Because as soon as we get the Mercy, this fight's just won. It's over, right? See, we see her fly there. If it were me, I'm waiting for that, and then I'm boosting around this way to go kill her. Watch how she just does this. Yeah, and I don't know what you're even looking at here. Yeah. And that would be the advance, would be to kind of wait just a little longer for her to feel like she can do this and boost around either this way, or actually I would probably, it's better to follow her this way so she's stuck. Even just more basically, we could just be trying to zone them back, simply. You know, you have full health, you have healers. I don't know what you're afraid of here. See, again, look how little damage you do. You're just not close enough to these guys, and you don't have anything to really be afraid of, right? Again, with the off angles, getting them to not look where you're looking, like where the rest of your team is. We could boost over here, even. These guys are just so clustered and dumb, and we get our pick of anyone we really want here. Moira, she used her orb. She can't heal herself. If she fades, you see her fade, you go kill her immediately, right? That's the other thing you can do. If you can't really stop the res, you hard focus the other support because Mercy's busy resing. Or the person Mercy regularly pockets and heals, like this Hanzo. But we need to go in here, and we're not, right? More advanced would be taking this high ground away from them. If we're standing here, we're very close to the Junkrat. We can kill him and without even dropping down, yeah. Especially with micros. Which you have, yeah. So like, always just try flash and matrix at them. Here, we're like in deep. We're not really avoiding a bunch of damage. We take a bunch of damage we don't need. We also like, we heard Junker Queen rest, right? We haven't separated. I would personally be like sort of up here and trying to get the Junker Queen to turn around. Another just problem with your gameplay, you don't really turn around. And if you don't have the sound on death enabled, you really should do that because it'll help you just avoid kind of feeding and wasting your ult. The other thing to keep in mind, so here we're just staggered. Yeah, they shouldn't be peeking a Hanzo with you not there. You could be trying to get their attention. You could have matrixed them, but it's also just like a high risk, low reward play. The Hanzo can one shot at this distance. They can't, right? So now we're staggered. So we really truly just have to wait. The other thing I was going to say about these like hybrid maps is sometimes it's really ult exchange that breaks open a fight. One team over ults and then the other team. Like that's why there's often these where they like almost hard hold you first point, right? So there we're kind of going in where their soldier just respawned. You're committing boost to, I think to the Junkrat, is that right? Yeah. And we're just ignoring this. Is anyone even damaging you? What happened? Where are you? Oh, okay. We have a lot of health. We take a shitload of damage from the tire. Our Moira just died. Oh yeah, so our Moira just died and we're committing boost. Without any health. Again, just a little patience. You need to just be aware about your health and like what's going on with your team, yeah. At this point, you just lost 2 people, you don't have mech. Like if you wait and get killed later, it's just gonna delay your team. Like, excuse me, at higher ranks, like teams will wait to kill the baby diva, so they'll just like chill. They'll let you almost get back and then kill you, and then it's even longer till your team actually has a tank in the game, so they can't push at all. So you had a couple of people die. I think the best play would honestly just be to run at them. Usually try and trade with someone, try to shoot someone you can kill, but just try and get them to kill you here so you respawn with mech. Yeah. So at this point, it really is just settled with ults. They come out too far. We get the Hanzo. This Diva Bomb. The Diva Bombs in this game, you get a lot of kills. They're not good Diva Bombs. That one's fine, I guess. The one thing, reason I paused it is like the cool thing about Diva Bomb is when you get your mech back, you have full resources. You have your micro missiles back, your kill button, as I said. You have your matrix. You have a full matrix bar, so you can use that. Yeah. Here, We shoot the Moira. Great. That's what we need to do here. We can't matrix her swing, but if she's chasing someone, we matrix a bunch of her shots as she's pushing in on someone. Okay. Here, again, where's the off angle? This is the main angle. And not only that, you do almost no damage at this range to the choke. So where's the off angle? You don't want them looking at your team this way, yeah? So there's kind of two things you could do. There's this off angle here. This is kind of the safe one, and I think it's probably the better one just so you can see them and shut down their damage. If they're going to make like a strong push, this is the strong off angle here. Right? If they walk out and try to shoot your team, you kill anyone who comes out here. Yeah? You need to do a bit more waiting. The other thing is, like, I usually scope here if they're coming this way, playing this off-angle high ground, because off angles can also be high ground. Because think about it, if I'm coming through this door, I want to shoot that way through that choke, maybe go one of these directions or up here. There's a diva up here, so now all of a sudden I'm looking up here. That soldier pops me, yeah? You want to make them, like, make a choice. Like, oh, I want to kill that guy, I'm worried about the diva. You get kind of hard held. You get, like, held here for a bit. I like that you go to the mega here. We need to just regroup. Again, we don't want to push the Junker Queen back. We're really bad at that. That's playing into what she's good at, right? She has this shotgun with longer range than us. She's got her axe wing. She's got her shout, yeah? We want to, like, make her worry about going too far away from her team because we're going to fuck them up, okay? So, like, sure, we can get her onto this off angle, like pull her away from her team over here, but then we're looking to boost somewhere else. Up here, yeah. Up here. We could be going around this way. Around the back. We could have when we got the mega. It's probably what I would have done. Because then we would have seen this. We can get rid of these guys. Yeah. We're really just... Anytime you're trading with a tank, especially one of these tanks that's like frontal, yeah. You just need to be like I need to be somewhere else. Where can I go? If you do fight one of these guys, you're trying to get them again to not walk forward, walk to the side towards you, okay? Here we go. See, you killed with your micros. More advanced would be to expect her to Desperation Orb and eat it. Okay. We can Matrix her. Or we just go through, boom. Hanzo's a great target. Mercy's a great target. We just kind of lost our focus there a bit on the Hanzo, could have killed him. And again, the other thing about high grounds, here's one, there's one. In upper ranks, literally the entire fight on this point takes place up here. This down space is all like shit compared to controlling up here. And Diva's great because she can control this, and then you can use these. You want as much as possible to create situations where the other team has to move under you. But you did break their like little spawn hold on you, yeah? Because you went on better targets. So now at this point, we're gonna be held for a bit. I think we ult and win. Oh no, you go up height. This is good. You could have just boosted. I would usually just boost like up here. Come around this way. Now I can see. Yeah, but you do go high ground, and that's important. And you can see this guy isolated, so you go kill him. It's not just about the isolation, though. I think you're like a little too... Better mechanics would kill him. Didn't need a boost there. And we just drop with him and shoot him as he goes down, we kill him, and then we can boost back up because we want to like be here again. So as much as possible, we drop on guys like Batman, try to kill them, get a kill or whatever, and we boost up or to this mega here. Is this slow? Oh, no, this is just awesome. Here we go, a little better. Kind of a bad boost. Try to finish your boost. Always try to think about where you're going to end up when you boost, okay? And one thing you can do is flick the aim up a little, and just a safe place usually is landing on a high ground. Or if you're going to boost behind people, Hanzo is really the only person who can damage you in this situation. This queen's doing something, you're going to have to worry about that later. But try to, like, let's say there's a Junkrat over here or something. We'd want to enter boost behind cover, so only the Hanzo can really shoot us, yeah. Nice. I like the melee finish. We go on her. Look, man, even though your mechanics kind of suck, you get that kill, right? The reason why is you're pretty close to her. You could close distance on her. And it's because you're working on this thing. This queen is trying to kill things that are hard for her to kill. You're killing things that are easier for you to kill. And it all started because you went high ground and broke open like their positioning, right? We go into Mercy. Oh. If it were me, like, I think this is going to get a kill. Is it? No. If it were me, I would have just kept shooting her, and if she demechs me or something, then I ult. The ult is way better in general as an extra life. Here we just remech as soon as you can, man. Okay, and then this last part. The next time you hold, the next time you're like right now you're holding, you have the payload, you're actually playing defense, okay? Because they want to attack the payload, right? The next time you hold this point, I want you to think about boosting up here is really, really fucking strong. Because you can lock down either side of it. If someone tries to go around the back, you drop down on them. Yeah, if someone tries to take this cover, you can drop down on them and play near this door. So, like, someone has to come around back here to shoot you. And you can see what's happening up here and boost up and contest this too. But this kind of low high ground's great because you still do a fair amount of damage at this range, yeah? Anyway. So, like, I don't understand. The biggest problem you're having is you're playing, like, kind of main and mid and not by cover. Why don't you just... If I concede that high ground doesn't exist, why don't you just here? So you can really put damage into this door and stop them from walking out. You can see this guy boost over here. You could land on top of it. You could land around it. And again, notice this is still an off angle, right? He wants to shoot towards the payload. If he wants to deal with you so you don't kill him, he's going to need to turn away from your team. Right? Where's the off angle? Right now, this Junkrat spam, it could kill this echo. Yeah. There's kind of two options here. Problem with that is the payload's coming this way. Stronger one would be here. A more aggressive one would be, that I'd probably play is back here. And if they pressure you, we can go up to our little high ground. Yeah. And so we can't matrix the tire, right? When you hear him, you just saw him, right? You have a kind of good idea of where he is. When I hear tire and I know Junkrat's that close to me, I boost towards where I think he is. Try to get at least the kill, because I think the tire is going to kill something. If I can shoot the tire, that's great. It doesn't have a lot of health, actually. Boom. That's how you deal with a queen. She chases after you, you're a little low health. High ground. Make sure it's the knife, right? We see the Mora fade, we gotta kill her. Yeah, chase her off. Now we deal with the queen a little. Now we see if she's gonna get healed. It's that Mora. Get out of here, you rapscallion. Good. See? I just feel like when you play correctly, you win, and when you don't, you lose. And I think I don't have that much more to say about like overall stuff. Other than just like the reason you feel really squishy on the front line is because you're like standing here and being like, why am I taking so much damage? Or it's like even pushing through here, just don't take so much damage. Right behind the payload, they can't shoot behind the payload. Walk this way where no one can see you. Over here, something like that. Matrix a little. Then we got here. Okay. Walk over here. We can boost this high ground. This point is a little harder for D.Va, I will say, because this high ground is, it's a little high, so it's a little harder to shoot people from it. You really have to commit a bit more. And especially that third point, it can be hard to hold. So let's try like our fast motion VOD reviews for the rest of this. Just I want to show you how to look at your own replays because we're getting on a 40-minute mark here. Okay. So again, I don't know why we're like wide with no cover here. We need to be in places where we're threatening to these guys. Here. We just walk here, you can't see us. Surprise, it's D.Va. You're dead. Yeah? And again, depends on your resources, the game state, etc. But like that's a super aggressive off angle, almost a flank. You can get away with it because you can just boost up here. A more mellow flank would be, a more mellow off angle would be like here maybe. Come here. If Cass tries to push you, you can eat his fan the hammer, eat his roll, fan the hammer, and then he's just dead. Yeah. But here, look how little damage you do. But anyway, back to the fast motion thing. Whenever someone ults, we want to matrix them, just to make sure they don't die, right? No one, like Queen could have axed him maybe in that, but if you matrix, no one's gonna kill that Pharah. Yeah. Same with like Echo copies, we can matrix her to help her not take so much damage and get her out. Okay, so we just kind of fast motion until we win or lose, and we look at what happens. So here, you're opening up an off angle. This is correct. It's it's hilarious. People die from that. This is correct. Yeah, payload's here, but you're forcing them to look this way, away from your team. So it opens up space for them. They naturally move into that safe space, right? So now the payload's moving through. Here we're in a bit of a stagger situation. So what do we want them to do? We want them to not back up. We want to force them into our team to kill them. So you could even boost all the way around over here and just walk them out. Yeah. More safe would be here. Super safe would be like playing here. Oh, I can't quite get it right. So we have a bit of cover. We want to take some of this cover from them and we force them back. Maybe we're trying to get over here eventually, lock them in. Being aware that these guys will respawn, yeah. Anyway. There you go. So you off-angled, you won. Yeah. We're playing main, medium distance, doing very little damage. We lose. See what I mean? It's kind of like, at least right now in the game that I'm looking at, it's really clear when you're doing something versus nothing. Shit. Did I? No. Okay. These player cards are so annoying, I don't know how to turn it off, but I can't fast forward for now. So I'm talking about the idea on defense. D.Va is brutal on this in Dorado because, like, she can stay up here. If I'm a sniper or something, I'm not holding up here on defense because there's that high ground and just there's a lot of spam and not a ton of cover. I just have this thing. So it's not as important as, like, try to get a kill through the choke. It's not that brutal, but I'll usually clear out to over here. Cafe is what it's called. But D.Va can just, we can do like a hardcore off angle here. That way we have eyes on this flank here. We can always boost kind of up and land here to like, what's that called where you like, you hit the gophers, the arcade game? Whatever it's called, whack-a-mole. So we could whack-a-mole over here. But then we're also just like over here and we can always kind of play this kind of shitty cover, but we have our matrix. And wait for the queen to walk under us and forward. These guys look forward. They're worried about it. We drop down, kill someone, kind of play tight to here so anyone not through the choke yet can't shoot us. And we're just killing these guys here, yeah? So we group teams, we out-rotate them. We get in places where they're worried about. We get in places where, like, if they walk where they want to walk, we punish them for that, okay? So, like, here, the funny thing is, this is the right idea in, like, on, like, attack or something. On defense, if you kill this guy, like, it's a one fight, but his spawn's right here, yeah? Your spawn is, like, way over there. If you die here or lose mech, we've lost the point. It's very high risk. But here, we're on the Hanzo, he's an easy matchup. We kill him. Now we find Mercy. We kill him. Right? Queen's busy trying to push into all your spam and stuff. Fine. She's low, but there's 4 now, yeah? This isn't really worth. You need to not solve their problem of walking through this fucking brutal choke. Make them solve that problem. Okay? Like, we just take so much damage. The rest of our team is worried about you, so they're, like, over up. The Moira's in here. You just don't ever want to die. Right? We just kind of let their queen and Mercy walk through here for free. And then there, like, we're not going to get a kill ulting here. Yeah. You already lost 1, you lost Mercy, right? Where's Mercy right now? Coming back from spawn, like, it's just a battle. Especially on D, just try to save your ult. Die on point, get unmatched, okay? So not playing correctly, lost the fight. And we're talking positioning correctly. Here you go, we're fighting in the middle of them. We're not going to kill anyone here. This payload has to come out. We can, in higher ranks, like, if someone really fucks up and we get a surprise kill, we can bust out a hold on them where, like, we can get back to playing this or playing out there, and it's really strong and hard for them to walk. We saw the Reaper tele behind us. Another just general thing is try to have at least half your matrix when the fight's actually going to break out. Like, there, I don't know what we're matrixing. Prediction matrix of the Reaper shooting you, I guess. But we don't really have our matrix for Think about where he's gonna push, yeah? But still, he got behind us, we were worried about him. Now I have to worry about this. Again, the way you find isolated targets is you sort of move the team around a bit, let them isolate themselves. I would be going to the Mega here. The one down here, over here. Also part of why D.Va's so strong on this point. And kind of any high ground tank. Winston can do it too, yeah. Wrecking Ball. We can kind of fight here, and if it's going poorly, we drop down, get that. We can boost to be immediately back up. We don't have to wait for an elevator or anything. Still, at least we're contesting those guys. Here, where's a better place to be? We're sort of on an off angle. I'm not sure if we're using it well. We can also just be up here. This is what I'm talking about. Mercy's just hang out up here and nobody notices them. And you can just take this space away from her. Yep. And here we're on a really strong off angle. We saw Reaper fade. We can kill him. So we do. Great. We kill the Mercy. She wastes ult. Yep. Playing correctly. Good. Remember, we're defending payload now. If they had a payload, they would be defending. Set back up on our off-angle high ground. Up here is, it's not the best, really. You really still want to be up here. Because you're truly watching, you want to watch a Junker Queen walk past you to the point, like a bot. We could be sort of over here, too. You watch a Junker Queen walk past, and then you drop down on the Moira, the Mercy, the Hanzo, whoever's walking behind to try and take a position to support the Junker Queen. That's how you pick these comps apart on high ground maps like this. We heard that. But here we're just kind of walking straight at them. Right? That boost. Imagine if you'd landed up here. Free killing a Hanzo or the Mercy. Or you see the Moira drop down behind the Moira. Either or. That's just ridiculous, dude. Okay, this one, Kiri. Kiri, pretty good for D.Va too. You see her teleport, that means she can probably die. You can eat Suzu. You see your Suzu, you can force her teleport and kill her. But there. This is a great example. We just waited. We are playing them off angle. Junker Queen's gone past us. We catch a guy straggling. Kill him. Now we need to get back to our team. We do. Now Junker Queen's left being like, what happened to everyone? I have 4 people looking at me. Yeah. Here we just over commit to the Junker Queen and then we're gonna lose. Probably has mechanics. He, as a team, suck at shooting her. Yeah. But although we need to just be glancing here, we should see the Mercy beam. Okay, like we didn't get the kill on her, that sucks. However, she used her shout, she used her axe. They're not gonna be able to push for a while. We just control this space, right? And we look again for the guys, the other guys, the stragglers. Always an alarm bell when you're fighting a tank. Is there anything else I could be doing here? Especially when you see Mercy get killed. When Soldier gets a kill, it's like, well, where is she? Where she died, and where are these other, like, where is that damage coming from? We need to be way more worried about DPS than the tank. This ult is 1v5. I want you to watch this. Tell me if you think this would ever get a kill. Even if you killed 2 people, are you going to win? No. Much better to have that ult for contesting over here. This is much stronger. The payload's closer to your spawns at that point. Yes? Just never, ever, ever, ever 1v5 ult. All it does is make you die later. I don't even remember if you get... You kind of cause your Mercy to die there. She's dumb, but like, you kind of encourage her to be dumb. And now we can't get a good spawn. Like a good stall going. Really could have helped this. We need to matrix set sites immediately. Reaper's a kind of annoying matchup for D.Va, but you can still matrix his stuff. Like, what is really useful is to count his shots to 6, like matrix a bunch of them so you can't get healing off you, and then start shooting them until he fades. And then you have your missiles, and you can matrix and missile at the same time to get the kill. Here we go, we're just kind of main. You see how hard it is for you just watching this in fast motion every time you try to walk main like this? We go here, free kill, yeah. And going here makes her turn, probably. If she doesn't, we just shoot her in the back. Right? And also from here, we could see this Reaper fading in. If you see Reaper fade and you know where he's going to go, you can probably kill him. The place to hold with the payload in this position, just the other side of the payload contest to make them take these angles. Yeah. With this off angle, kind of this guy, and most importantly, we can boost like up to here. Try to get a little like this and be really, just really fucking annoying. You'll see people's brains break where they're like, I want to walk forward, but there's this D.Va up here, but I want to walk forward, and like, literally, especially Zarius will not know what to do. They'll try to like shoot you up there. It's really funny. I don't know how Kiri dies. You misplay this bomb too in terms of like, I don't know why you wait so long. I don't know if you're trying to catch him napping and remech on him or something like that, but just like, look at this. Like, why didn't you just remech there where you're safe? You're just like, kill me, please. I cannot stand being baby D.Va. Okay. You need to be worried about the payload here. Anytime someone does that, we're trying to matrix if we can. Okay, so what is that, like 45 minutes on a 20-minute game? But I hope that answers your question. I'd maybe recommend watching someone like A10, who's extremely patient. He's not exactly like, it's not the only way to play D.Va, but it might like highlight some things for you. But yeah, I want you to really focus on that. I want you to use high grounds way more. And I want you to really focus on that, like never be shooting a team from like 10 meters away, trying to walk straight at them where you do no damage. I mean, have that alarm bell if you're shooting a tank. There's always something better that we can't be doing, or we're looking for that something better to be doing. And really just thinking about that, like where's my team want to go? Where are they shooting from? How do I get that damage? Like, how do I get attention to the side of that? Yeah, to the side or like up, or make them turn a little around. Um, and yeah, and Winston's a little similar too in terms of that. So um, I would also just say in general, like I don't know if you really want a hero pool that's like Hazard, Diva, Winston. It's very similar heroes. But that's kind of a story for another day. Just in terms of playing Diva correctly, I think those things will help you out, and you can always go through a game fast motion like I did, and just like, did I lose the fight? Why did I lose the fight? Did I win the fight? What did I do right here? Did I lose the fight? What did I do wrong? Okay, so hope that helps, and have a good one.